Hello, beautiful souls. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Anne, and I give general love readings focusing on divine partners, and that includes soulmates, twin flames, and all spiritual love connections that pertain to you. If you've landed on this video, there's a message for you, and I highly recommend that you watch this video from beginning to end just to get the message. We're sent messages randomly. We can't predict when they're going to come, but they just do, and it's a message for you, and I hope you can stay and watch. Okay, so now that we're smack middle of April, really fun time, really great time to get out there and enjoy the spring weather. I know many of you are still, like myself, still experiencing some cooler temps, but you know what? It's still good. The sun is shining, everything is so much brighter, and you know what? You can just feel that energy just starting to come through as we come now into Easter, and you know, like this is a time when we embrace like all the beautiful energies that are around us. It's light, it's love, it's just like everywhere. I know it's been a very intense past few months for a lot of us, including myself. Not that it was negative, you know, and I never like to downgrade nothing because everything happens for a purpose. You know, it's where there's negative, where we think it's negative, that's actually positive. It's actually an awareness. There's actually something that's being awoken inside of us that maybe we don't realize that we should have paid attention, or we should have listened to what our messages are that are being given to us. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. As many of you know, I basically put everything out there on social media. So if you're following me, I'm not going to go into it, but you can follow me on any one of my channels to understand what I'm talking about. So I hope that you're using whatever it is in your life right now for your highest good. Like I said, don't look at anything negative. Don't look at anything with the glass half empty. The glass is always half full, always, always. And I try to be positive, even when things don't feel so positive. You know, sometimes we wake up in the morning and we say, really, is this, I got to do this again? You know, like you just have to get that engine turning. And you know what? As soon as you start, you know, getting moving, and you don't need coffee all the time. You know, I don't drink coffee for a few hours or anything for a little while until I get myself motivated. And you know what? It's internal. So, you know, whatever you guys do, I'm not saying don't drink coffee in the mornings, but there's times when I do need coffee as soon as I wake up. So it's more about what you need to do to get yourself going, get yourself empowered, and you know, enjoy, just enjoy life, enjoy what the universe is bringing you, what God is giving you. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. Okay, I've meditated and shuffled the cards, asking our angels and spirit guides what we need to know for this upcoming week and what we need to do to overcome challenges. The cards that I've used, because my favorite TV show is premiering tomorrow, I was so excited and I had to bring out my Game of Thrones tarot. Very beautiful deck, along with the secret language of light. I felt that it was a great complement to each other. So what we're feeling right now is a lot of energy, just like tapering down as it's going through a cycle. As many of you have been going through a lot of purging. I know we've been talking about this for several weeks now, and the purge is pretty extreme. I know I've been going through it since the past. Well, you guys know things that I've been talking about on social media and the things that has been, you know, challenging me. Basically, they're there to empower us, and the purge is all about us releasing, eliminating, so that we can bring those new found beautiful energies into our lives in abundance, whatever is meant for us to have, whatever is meant for us, so that it can flow through abundantly. But it can't happen unless we are ready. And that's where the Emperor comes in right now. The Emperor card, this is Jon Snow, as you may have known, the TV show. And if you don't, that's fine. Basically, the Emperor represents power and respect. He's in a higher level. Nothing can hold him down. This is the strong card of like basically one of the strongest cards, I should say, of the major anarcha, and he represents a lot of strength that, if you know the TV show, it blends in perfect with Jon Snow's character. He has a lot of courage. He can do what he needs to do. And you know what? He does it with grace. He does it with pure grace, with pure humble heart. He doesn't have too much energy there that like pulls him into a level where he is extremely egotistic. That's where the divine masculine comes in. The divine masculine has been holding on to ego, but you know what? As we've been seeing in the previous readings, divine masculine is changing. Divine masculine is giving in, and divine masculine is letting go. As you can see, the card beneath it is telling us that there is a relationship that sometimes has to be how could I say? I'm not saying that it has to like reevaluated, but it's more of like it has to be looked at. Are you really happy? Are you really content with the person that you're with? Or is it just something that you've gotten used to? And you know what? All you find is that yourself is going through a lot of turmoil versus anything with positivity. These are things that we talk about a lot with letting go, with releasing. Sometimes there's someone better out there, and many times it's just let's fix the relationship. So let's talk about fixing the relationship. Since we're coming into a new beginning with Mercury retrograde that has ended and the shadow phase has completely ended as well. So you know what? It's time to like look at what you're doing right now. Now, sometimes the relationship is unfixable. It's unrepairable. And I'm not talking about those relationships. I'm talking about the one that you're connected to, the one that your soul vibration is like extremely high. And guys, it's all about what you get from this message, from these cards. It's not what I'm telling you. So please, the messages that come through, if they resonate with you, that's great. If not, just let them go because they're not for you. Basically, letting go is about releasing so that you can find the truth. Divine Masculine has been doing this. Letting go and releasing to come back to something new. As the Six of Cups, another important card, another very important card. When, you know, like this is a card of like rebirth. It's basically a time when, you know, rekindling the love, going back to what we see. So like I was talking about letting go, but it's influenced by the Six of Cups. So instead of saying, oh, this is a card you need to let go of a situation, a relationship, or a pattern, it's more about rekindling it, revitalizing it, because you're remembering something incredible that is happening. This Six of Cups, I just have to mention this. It's part of from the TV show again, of Battle of the Bastards. If you guys remember the TV show, with Jon Snow again. Jon Snow, I love him. With Sansa, his sister, well, so-called sister, actually his cousin. We found that in season 7. Not going into the TV show, but anyways, they're rekindling things. Okay, so if you remember the TV show, remember like what happened in the previous season where they were rekindling. They were talking about old times, about old things. So seeing something come back, maybe an old flame, an old relationship, someone that you've been waiting for. This is talking about rekindling it. Basically, what you're doing is you're letting go of past old wounds and releasing them with remembrance of something to come very beautiful in your future. Divine masculines are remembering. The divine masculines are going back. The best way to put it is they're starting to realize, they're starting to awaken. I mean, not every one of them is going to awaken, but we do feel it inside of us as well. Like, hey, you know what? The flowers are starting to come up. The trees are starting to blossom. I think I'm starting to feel something a little different, and I'm going to try whatever it is in my relationship, just to get past the rough stuff, something that I've been holding on to. Maybe it's a grudge that you've been holding on to, something that somebody said something to you, somebody did something to you. You know what? Life is too short, and I know we talk about this all the time, like, oh, let bygones be bygones and just forget, forgive. Yeah, that's the best way to look at it. But sometimes your emotions just don't want to do that. And I don't, because I'm a Scorpio, I take things very, very seriously. You guys know with Scorpios, they are very sensitive. If some of you are Scorpios, you kind of hold on to things. It's not because you have a grudge. It's just that your heart sometimes has been wounded. And that's usually with all the water signs. That's my little ringtone. Sorry about that. It's like maybe it's a little confirmation of, yes, that's what's happening to a lot of us in the water element. We're getting emotionally sensitive. We are feeling something, and something is coming through emotionally. So that could be a message for us water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. So remembering the things that have fell apart and things that need to be repaired. I really feel like this is 4 cards that are talking about repairing, 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 starting over again. The divine masculines, and I fall a little bit more towards divine masculines. I just do, and I feel that this is something that I need to fix within inside myself, and that's why I always say messages come through me to me to give to you. So I can resonate with them just very easily as you can, because they're a message for all of us, for the collective. You know, it goes on like this. Sometimes we don't feel like we are complete without our divine partner, and yeah. That's true. That's true. When my divine partner, my twin flame, you guys know him, it just seems like sometimes I'm not together with the situation, whatever we're doing, and we have to reestablish things. Not that twin flames always have it perfect. Everybody's got the wrong concept when it comes to divine partners, and that includes a lot of soul bonds, not just twin flames, that they think, oh, once I get together with my twin, everything is going to be like a bowl of cherries. Guess what? That's wrong, because you guys have so much more that you have to get through, so much rough stuff sometimes that you have to iron out before you're actually in a comfortable place. You know, if you've been with each other for several years, you know what I'm talking about. Separation happens. All of these things happen with inside these divine partners, and we try our best not to let them overcome what we're doing currently, because it's all about working on yourself, remembering, letting go, and you know what, being yourself, being on top of it. The Emperor is definitely a card to say that divine masculines are taking more charge of themselves and remembering things, kind of like taking responsibility, kind of like Jon Snow, where he's, you know, coming now as I'm looking forward to tomorrow, as he's coming now with Dany. You know, I like to refer to that because he's taking charge. He's going to Winterfell with their common enemy, and you know what, with a bunch of dragons, and you know what, they have a big surprise what comes along with that. So I don't want to go into the TV show. I'm getting all excited, but no, you guys know what I'm talking about. The Emperor is a good card to look at. We need to take charge. We need to take responsibility for our actions, and you know what? That's what the divine masculine is definitely doing. Seven of Cups, divine feminines. You too are going through a lot. You too are going through a lot of illusions. Sometimes it feels like an illusion. It's more of like visions. It's like things that are coming through inside of your mind. You don't know if it is you thinking these things with wishful thinking, or is it something coming in from spirit? Yeah. The Seven of Cups represents castles in the sky, like visions, spirituality, but because it's alignment is below it. Alignment is representing getting centered. So it's definitely not that you're imagining all these things. Divine feminines are starting to get ideas and starting to come out of I have to say, like out of their shell, and you know, realizing that it's time to step up. It's time to get past all that stuff. As you guys know, this card, let me just explain. That's Bran Stark, and Bran Stark has a lot of spiritual visions. He's a very spiritual person in the Game of Thrones. He sees the future. He goes and he sees things, which I definitely feel that he's going to be a big part of when the Night King comes in. I have to say, you know, I've been watching like those little things on YouTube, and you know what? I agree with them because it just makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's for your Game of Thrones fans. I'm like one of them. So anyways, back to the reading. Seven of Cups right now with Bran Stark here. He's visualizing. As you can see, he's got all these ideas. He's uncovered something. He's covered a big, big, big thing with Jon Snow. So it's like he's starting to get it. He's starting to feel it. He's starting to realize it. He's put away the energy of him being scared, the insecurities. That's where the divine feminines are letting go of that fear-based energy, because insecurities, not knowing where they're going, coming into an alignment so that they can be right, so they can be grounded. We've been seeing a lot of grounding with the divine masculines in the previous readings, but now it's starting to come through with the divine feminines. Once they become more grounded, they won't feel so insecure about things, that they understand, you know, this is all a process. This is all what I have to go through. I can't just sit around and be okay about it. It is something very deep. It's something very sacred, and I need to realize this. I need to let go of whatever it is, and I really feel like this is what they've been doing. They've been uncovering something. Let your intuition and what you feel in your heart guide you for a perfect alignment with your soul center. Your soul center is telling you this is the right thing to do. Let go and release so that you can come to that divine union. Now, what I'm saying about divine union, I'm not talking about, do I have to go run to my divine partner, my soulmate, and tell them, tell her, tell him what I'm feeling, and we're soulmates, and we need to be together. Well, if that is what is on your heart and you need to do, then you need to do it. But it's not about that. That's not what I'm talking about here with the cards. I'm talking about the messages are, you need to do what you feel in your heart. And first of all, union happens energetically, spiritually, so that they can come into an alignment and spiral up into ascension to the higher above. This means that they come to an agreement spiritually behind the scenes, and with their vibrations, they actually find one another. They actually can feel one another in a higher level, in a higher sense, that they're getting it. And that's where, right now, where the Divine Feminines are putting a lot of strength into what they believe in as well. This is a healing. You know, the healing comes in with a lot of deep purging. I love these cards because they just illustrate so much. I love because I have extra cards to give more of a defined meaning, because it really gives me more to understand what the messages are coming through. They look like simple cards, but to me, I see them like flashcards. They're giving me messages, and I just have so much to say. So I try to calm myself. So if I sound a little bit more like I'm coming in a little forceful, it's only because I am giving it to you, because it's like, wow, I gotta say it. I'm excited. Spirit guides give it to me this way. Sometimes I write them down. Sometimes I'm just doodling on a piece of paper. I do readings this way as well. This is another gift that I have that I can't really like advertise it, because it doesn't always happen with everybody. You know, it's like I'm getting like a pencil and paper has got to be near me at all times. That's why I love my journals. And if you guys know me, I've been talking about that. So, strength. You know, this is Lady Brienne of Tarth. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters because what she represents. Now, I'm just going to talk about what she is, because we always talk about the artwork, but I know the history of what Lady Brienne is about. She is a warrior. She is a woman that's been through battles, and she's fought through a series of fights and battles, and you know, she has won so much inside of herself, though nobody gives her courage for it. Nobody recognizes her. She serves something higher, a superior to whatever is in her heart. That's her inner strength. This is a perfect card for Lady Brienne. She has the strength. It's basically the courage, the renewal, the flow of life. And you know what? Whatever she gives out, she gets right back. She will not do anything to hurt anybody. She will do what's right. And though we know her and Jamie are in love, but they have never revealed their feelings. And you know what? I feel like there's a strength about her that he keeps her strong and she keeps him strong. They have that divine connection, that strength. If there's a relationship, that's basically why I'm bringing up Brienne, because though they're apart, though they're separated, though they're not in perfect union, I really feel they are the ones that are meant to be and take on the show. I get so into the show. I'm so serious. Sorry, guys. But what I was trying to say, if you guys know the show, Lady Brienne has a divine connection with Jaime Lannister, her common enemy, or a lot of people will look at him negatively, but not anymore. But anyways, the strength that is inside of her is being given, and she is taking it and using it to her advantage. She's trying to help everybody. She's trying to do the best she can, and no matter what, she serves, you know, something superior inside of herself, and that's the light that she has. So that's where the Divine Feminines serve. I feel like she's a perfect example of the Divine Feminines right now, and they're coming through, they're coming stronger because they're starting to see things and coming into an alignment with the healing. Lady Brienne is the perfect example of that. Perfect example because her love is being explored, is being opened, and everybody knows that something about Lady Brienne and something about Jaime Lannister is meant to happen. You know, she feels it, they feel it, they know it. It's a bond. So whatever bond it is, if it goes into anything, I know this is the last season, but if it does turn into something or if it doesn't, it's what keeps her aligned and strong. And, you know, I'm not saying a man has to keep you aligned, but it's her other half. It's like a twin flame connection, a twin ray, somebody that, a twin soul, somebody that really knows you, that really gets it. And that's where the strength is. The strength with looking into something farther, something a little bit deeper, and coming to a perfect alignment to finding your true center. So that when things do go bad, when things do fall apart, when things do seem to turn the opposite direction and you're feeling, oh my gosh, what happened? Why did this happen? You know, we do this all the time. You know, I go through this all the time and I tell you guys everything on social media because I love you guys. And I know I talk a lot about myself and I don't mean to, but I have to reflect on a little bit what's going on so that you guys can get an example because I'm happy. I mean, I'm positive happy. You know, I look at the positive side, even if something is, like I said, the glass is half empty. People think that it's half empty. It's never half empty. It's half full. I apologize for the noise you hear in the back. My window is open and I have a park in the back. As you guys know, it's springtime and everybody's just playing and having fun because the weather is warming up. But anyways, it's a nice feeling to feel spring. That's why I opened the window. But you know what? You can get it. You do feel it. The divine feminines are starting to get it. Divine masculines are letting go. So together, they're finding perfect union. Now, we've been hearing about, 2019 is a time for divine union. So there's so many sets of divine unions happening with these soul bonds. Well, not everybody is called, but no one has a time frame on it. So I would love to say, yes, we are coming to a closer time. We are getting there. Spirit world, physical world is way off. We're not in sync. When we're not in sync, we get frustrated because we watch the calendar. How do we know what a calendar really is? Because we keep track, because man made it? Or do we really feel that that's when it's supposed to happen? It's all about getting it right with inside yourself. These cards are talking about what you're doing. Below is all about what you need to do for yourself, what you need to let go of. And remember who you are. Don't forget who you are deep inside, where you came from, and what you need to do in order to get past all of that so you can come to an alignment. I love these cards. These are such beautiful cards. These are one of my newer decks. And I just get so empowered when I read them. Of course, I love my Game of Thrones. That's tarot. That's traditional tarot. So you guys know traditional tarot. And these are just a little bit different because they speak differently. So when you have two languages, two different types of cultures, so to speak, you know what? You get a little bit of a flavor, you know, and it's like that's what I'm getting from all of this because it all comes from one source, one area, one place. But you know what? We translate it differently all the time, and that's what I love. I love that. But anyways, like I said, lots of changes, lots of energies that are coming through for the springtime. I know it's the middle of spring now, or the middle of autumn, but either way, the reading doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be just the spring. It's also the fall. I know a lot of you are saying, well, we're in fall, we're in autumn. I talk about that all the time. I use spring because I'm in spring right now. I can't use autumn because I'm not in autumn, but I usually use autumn, and then I talk about spring as well. Autumn is another time for change, and I'm just going to, you know, tell you guys that you're feeling it regardless if you're in the spring or in the fall, autumn season. So, this is all really like empowering. I really feel it, and I'm excited because it's not only like changes happening, but it's also coming together, realizing. I love Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a very empowering spiritual card because a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are opening up their eyes with the alignment. You see, each card influences one another. And that's why I separate divine masculine, divine feminine. Oh, I'm sorry, divine masculine, divine feminine. I'm losing my words. Okay. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that the messages resonated with you. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Maybe it's good to like check out the reading another time. I talk about this all the time because sometimes we're just not having an ear for it because we were preoccupied, especially when I release them. I release them usually on a Saturday, sometimes Sunday. But I know we're busy and we're doing things. But anyways, you know, take down notes. That's a good idea. Or if you know someone that would benefit from this reading, please forward it to them. I also offer phone chat and email readings, and the links are down below in my description area. And also in my description area, I do have several blogs, articles about soulmates, twin flames. I have been writing a little bit more, so sometimes I get a little bit like backed up, and I'm not able to do any of that. So I apologize if you haven't gotten my newsletter with new articles. But I have been writing more, so I will be posting more. Also, my live readings, and I do try my best to cross over with IGTV and YouTube, Facebook. So I try to combine it so we all can get the message. Okay, so tomorrow is the premiere of Season 8. I'm so excited. I know I talk about the Game of Thrones a lot. I just love this show. It's just so like different. I guess a lot of us like feel that way. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great week. God bless. Namaste.